guys, it's coffee time, and I am very excited to be back. I'm so sorry that no videos went up while I was gone. The internet was awful. It was awful, and I'm so happy because when we go to England, did a lot of research. Make sure that the places that we're staying at are going to have glorious internet, so there shouldn't be any problems when I'm in London. Fingers crossed. But I'm going to attempt to tell you about all the things that happened at PAX, which is going to be so hard. I know I'm going to forget a lot of stuff, but first off, just like to say, Boston is beautiful. I love Boston. I think it's great. I honestly didn't think it was that cold. I wore shorts 2 different days, and everybody thought that I was insane, but the temperature was not bad. The wind was awful. There were a few times there where outside felt great, and then the wind happened, and I thought I was just gonna shrivel up and die. Like, it was so cold with the wind. But when there was no wind, it felt great. The sun was out. There was snow everywhere, but the sun was out. It was nice. I don't know. I didn't think it was that big of an issue. Just realized I was about to brush these in a wrong direction. Anyways, the thing that I was not a fan of about Boston was that there is apparently some sort of amazing static electricity that is just floating around there all day. Because all of us that had hair that wasn't this long had so many problems with our hair sticking to things, sticking to our face. I couldn't touch my hair at all. Because if I did, it would immediately just suction in my face. There were so many of you that I met that I know that there was somewhere in the back of your mind that you were thinking, her hair is stuck to her face right now. And I refused. I refused to pay it any mind because I knew if I tried to fix it, it would stick to my fingers and then it would just stick to my face again and it would be even more spread out and be awful. There were a few times where I was sitting against a wall because I was in like a hallway when we did the Double Dash tournament, which I will get to. And if I forget to get to it, then this is the worst ever. There was a time when I was sitting in the hallway with Lucagen for quite a while, and my hair was completely sticking to the wall, and there was a girl to my left who had really long black hair, and all of her hair was sticking to the wall, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Sometimes my hair was sticking straight up. It was crazy. Is that normal? Is that like an always Boston thing, or is this just now? Is this a now Boston thing? Because I'm curious to know how people stand it. I was wetting down my hair constantly, or at least just like, if something was getting out of hand, I would just like, when I was in the bathroom after I had like washed my hands, I would like get a little bit of water on my hands and just like run it through my hair because otherwise it was just like sticking to everything. Anyways, so, Boston, I love you. There's too much static electricity. You might have aliens. That's all I'm trying to say. So, PAX. First day of PAX. I can't go into any details. So there was a security issue, unfortunately, on the very first day, which meant that I couldn't be at the event for most of the first day, which sucked. So I didn't actually get to see anything on Friday, which made me very sad. But I did get to like run into everybody. I got to, you know, meet up with a bunch of friends, and Lisa Foyles was running around doing interviews, and I got to run up to her and poker, and it was really fun. I love the events not only for playing the games, but also the longer that I'm in this world, like the gaming community world, the more people I know. And then I run into people all the time, and I'm like, oh, I know you, oh, I know you, oh, I know you. Or there were a few of you that I've run into at other events that were like fans. And I was like, you look so familiar. Oh yeah, well we took a picture last year. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. That's so awesome. Just repeat people in my life makes me very happy. But yeah, so we got on the plane on Wednesday night and took a red eye. And then we got into Boston Thursday morning at like 7 in the morning. And the second that I had a hotel to pass out in it, I passed out hard. I put on my Fox Kigurumi and I just passed out, and it was so comfortable. Which, by the way, I have a Fox Kigurumi now, and it is the best. I was going to wear it to the TGS podcast panel, but I didn't. So if you weren't there to see that, or if you've been waiting for the video, don't count on me wearing that outfit because I won't be. But I was very excited to bring it with me anyway, and I slept in it. And then wound up waking up and grabbing coffee and meeting up with a few people. And that was basically what Thursday was. Thursday was to be like, get settled day, figure everything out sort of day. And then Friday, I couldn't be there for very long, but I had an amazing meal at a place called Sportello. If you were ever in Boston, that was my favorite food that we had the entire time that we were in Boston, was a place called Sportello, and it was so tasty. Oh my goodness. It was amazing. There was a meal that was just, it was like, it was chicken. It called itself a salad, which I didn't understand, but it was like chicken on like a bed of leafy greens, and then there were Brussels sprouts everywhere that were so good. That were so good. And you guys know my love affair with Brussels sprouts. I was the happiest girl on the planet eating these Brussels sprouts. Oh my gosh. And then that actually wasn't even my meal. That's the funny part. That was somebody else got that. And I was like, this is so good. Then I got just a regular pasta bolognese, and that was amazing. And I don't know, we were all just really happy with our food. Was great. And then that night, we did the double dash trip. Yeah, I came back to it. Ha! That night, Luca Jin and I hung out and went to the double dash tournament, which was being put on by Chugga Conroy and all of them. And that was great because their whole kind of community of Let's Players, none of them really show their faces. So there were so many of them, I had no idea what they looked like. I'd only ever talked to them on Skype, maybe once or twice. And I got to meet so many of them in person for the first time, and that was really, really fun. And like Chugga, I had only ever really talked to him on the podcast, and when he asked me if I was interested in being in the tournament. Unfortunately, Luca and I, our team Press Balls to Continue, was we were part of a qualifier round, and we got knocked out, so that was very sad. But we still had a lot of fun, and we were very proud of our name, so snap, snap, snap. And that was also the same night that the TGS party was going on, which was very cool. So that was happening in like this suite in the hotel, and it was literally, it was a bunch of us playing N64 for so long. And that was my first time playing, I think it was Mario Party 2. I had never played Mario Party 2 before. That one is super janky. It was amazing. And just got to kind of hang out and chat with people, which was nice because since I don't work in the office anymore, a lot of the dudes that work in networking and all of that, which those of you who were with me when I was working at TGS, that was my job, was being part of networking. And I'm still close with all of them, but I haven't spent a whole lot of time with them. So getting to hang out with them a bunch was really fun. And there were some people that work there now that I had interacted with a little bit, but didn't know super well. Like, if you watch Remag, Commander Holly, I've always been like, gosh, she seems so cool. And she does cosplay stuff all the time. She's super talented. And I was like, oh, I feel like we have so many things in common, but she's so cool. I don't think that she'd want to be my friend. And it turns out that she was like feeling the same way about me, and so we actually got to like be friends, and we are Skype friends now. So we like chat on the internet, which is like the actual legit form of friendship now. But so it was really cool. There were so many people that I run into a lot, but I haven't felt like I was friends with. And I feel like after going on this trip, I'm actually like friends with them, or I'm closer with them. And yeah, so that was Friday. And then Saturday, oh, also, there's this place called Gourmet Dumpling House in Chinatown. If you've never been there, it is just delicious. Their soup dumplings were amazing. Their pork and leek dumplings, amazing. Their bok choy, that sounds silly because you don't do much with bok choy unless you're like, yeah. Their bok choy was so good. It must have just been sauteed in oil and garlic. That's all it tasted like, but it was amazing. We got 2 huge plates of bok choy because we were all just like, what? Like eating so much of it. Uh, yeah, so we actually wound up going there twice. We went there. Did we go there? Yeah, we went there Thursday night actually, and then we went there Saturday night again, I believe. Or did we go there Friday night? No, because Friday night was the TGS party. No, so we went, yes, okay. So we went there the first time on Thursday night, and then yeah, we went there the second time on Saturday night after the event and all that. And and the event on Saturday was super fun, and that was also the same day that we had the panel. And the TGS podcast panel was so great. I had no idea that we were going to fill up that room. It was like a decently sized room. It must have been, gosh, it must have been like a 500-person room. And it was full. They had to send people away, which if you were somebody who was sent away, I'm so sorry. And the VOD will go up, but I know that's not the same. But we had no idea there was that sort of a demand for it at all. It was me, Jesse, TB, the 3 of us, and then Criken showed his face for the first time, which was very cool. And he was our guest. And we basically did like really short, here's what we've been doing at PAX so far, which unfortunately, because I wasn't there Friday, I was like, well, I watched Jesse play Awesome Knots. And because Saturday was the day that Jesse and I decided we were going to like traipse around together, but we both had such a huge problem getting ourselves out of bed. So yeah, so then we wound up meeting up at the event and just like dicked around for a little bit, and then we had the panel. And the panel was amazing, and you guys were so great. And we got to do like a little Q&A, but it was really short. I wanted it to be longer. And so Jesse and I are hoping that in the future, because we want to do more of these, now that we know that people actually want to see them, we want to do more of them, but Jesse and I want the question and answer section to be longer, because it felt like, I don't know, we only did, I think, 10 questions, and it felt short. It felt really short to us. But we had so much fun, and you guys were great, and we did like a little meet and greet afterward that went on for a decent amount of time as well. So many of you guys wanted to meet us. Like, it was so... Jesse gets approached constantly by people when I hang out with him. He gets approached all the time. So does TB. And I very rarely get approached by anybody. But at this meet and greet, there were so many of you who wanted to meet me, and I was just like, really? It was so fun. It was so incredible for me. So we were talking about doing another one at PAX Prime, perhaps. I don't know when that is, but we want to do more of them because you guys like it. You guys liked it, and everybody said it was really entertaining, which was good. And I think the VOD is going up tomorrow. Thumbs up. But yeah, so did the panel. And then Jesse and Gerard the Completionist and Greg and we all went to the Elder Scrolls party, which was crazy because you can actually still see like the ghosting of the Elder Scrolls symbol that they stamped on us. I cannot get this thing off. But so you go in and they give you stand in a line, and then you get a little satchel of coins, and you're supposed to use the coins to buy things at the event, at the party. So you can use it to buy drinks, but we were VIP, so we got free drinks, which is awesome. But other than that, you can also stand in this really long line that goes into merch. And then there are like steins and all sorts of cool things back there. And you can use your coins to buy merch. So we were really excited for that. Jesse and I both really wanted a mug because the mugs looked awesome. And then we wound up, thank goodness, talking to a dude who was like, oh, yeah, you know, I stood in that line for a really long time, and it turns out they're actually out of all of the merch. I was like, what? He said, yeah, they had no idea. They didn't prepare for as many people as were going to be wanting merch. And Jesse and I were just like, no! Like, what are we supposed to spend these coins on? I'm wondering where my coins are. I wish I could show them to you, but they're just like, they're just little metal coins with the Elder Scrolls symbol on them, but they're very cool. But we were both just so sad. Like, what? No mug? We were both willing to stand in that line for a long time. And then the other thing that was sad was there was another little booth where there were bags of food, and it said curly fries or popcorn. And I was like, I want curly fries. And then she gave me popcorn. And then I went back up there and I was like, this is popcorn. I asked for curly fries. And she said, oh, we don't actually have curly fries. They only have popcorn. I was like, oh, I'm confused. I'm confused what's happening right now. So I think we just showed up too late, I guess. We didn't even show up that late, but it was this huge success, and it was in an armory. It was just very, very cool. I I'm just sad that we missed out on like the aspects of it that we were most excited about. But all the devs were there and everything, so it was really fun. It was really fun to go to, and the setting was cool. And then after that, we went back to the dumpling place because it was delicious, delicious dumplings and all the bok choy. Oh. And Sunday, I just came back and walked around a little bit more, but our plane left at 7, so we had to leave the event at 3:30. So I just kind of like walked around and ran into a bunch of you even on Sunday, which was great. And yeah, I really like PAX. I like PAX a lot because I think it's very community focused. And I got to meet there's a guy named Robert Koo who like kind of runs PAX, and he was the coolest dude. He was awesome, and I was like, I met Robert Koo. Most people have no idea who that is, and I don't care. But I mean, PAX being as awesome and community focused as it is, like meeting people that put together something like that, I'm like, I'm in awe of how this comes together and the ideas that must bounce around all the time. Like, how do we make sure that this doesn't turn into E3? You know, not that I have anything against E3, but it's just not my scene. It's not my jam at all. But yeah. So PAX was really really fun. PAX was great, and TGS was able to come out there with a decent number of people. So I had so many friends and made so many new friends, and it's great. There are more and more events that I wind up going to every year, which